People for years always going, how come you don't do Jay and Silent Bob video game? I could barely make a fucking movie, as I've been told. I can't fucking make a video game to save my life. I wouldn't even know where to begin. So when somebody says, hey, I want to put Jay and Silent Bob in a video game, you listen, man. Justin Woodward, who's created indie games for a while now, has a partner on this new game, Jay and Silent Bob Chronic Blunt Punch. A piece of genius. Now, Justin wants to do it because he's got credibility in the genre and whatnot. The guy who kind of brought it to my attention is Elias himself, Trevor Furman. Explain to all these people listening.
So the story is Jay and Silent Bob, their customers are mysteriously missing, and they decide to try and go find them. And they go exploring, and there's like a new mall that has opened up. When they get in, they quickly find out that they can't get back out.
It's basically like a labyrinth.
God damn it, there's my Mallrats sequel.
Each area is a different area in the mall.
A recognizable place in a mall, like whether it's a Victoria's Secret or like a Brookstone or something.
We're going to see other people from the Skuniverse in it.
If we raise enough money, we'll be able to afford the licenses.
Right.
Our story stands on its own with the Jay and Silent Bob characters, but we would love for there to be a Pussy Troll.
Pussy Troll would be hilarious.
Yeah, and I would love to have like View Askew characters come in. One of our goals in the conception of the game is, as faithfully as we can, like translate the feel of View Askew movies into video games. One of the systems that we're building is a conversation system that feels kind of like a fighting game.
Like if you're Jay, these comic bubbles will pop up over his head of portions of phrases, and you grab them from the air, and it goes into a line at the bottom, and then you build your insult. How the enemy responds is directly linked to how you choose your phrases.
It's kind of easier to
fucked up.
Yeah. The goal is to introduce cool dialogue into the game, but not in a way that feels passive. Like, we wanted it to feel more dynamic.
That's fucking dope.
Cool. We're going to make the character system so we can swap things out. Definitely.
In your world, it's like you sell the game once, and you can expand it like a year later or something like that.
Yeah, like people who give us $25 will receive a complete game.
It's at fig.co right now, so they don't even have to add a slash your address. Once you go there, you are it.
It'll
for,
be
for
on,
right now. I'm going to put some money behind it, man. I want to see this game now. I've had a lot of people asking me, how do I get in Moose Jaws? One of the easiest ways in the world, man. If you're a gamer and you're like, fuck, I'd like to be in that, bang. Or if you just want to copy the game, bang, you can fund. Or there's a bunch of other rewards.
We have like 14 tiers or something, going from 10 all the way up to thousands of dollars.
Go to fig.co and pump some money into this game, man.
I don't put myself in a position to be roofied ever.
Go Power Ranger Camel Toe.
Oh, I see some ghostly titties.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave. The next 12 minutes are going to be curse-free because the store is still open. Q, you've got stuff to do. You're busy. You're out there. You're moving and you're shaking. What are you up to?
We were shooting some complicated bits this week, so we all got to kind of do some homework on them.
Yeah. You were driving like an old woman. I had to pass you on the way here.
Did he tell you about this? Yeah. I'm driving not like an old woman, like probably like over the speed limit, and this guy comes ripping around me on the back street over here. And at first I didn't, like, he drives a Jaguar, so I was like, "Who is this rich motherfucker?" This is like driving like a lunatic. And then I see the middle fingers come out, and I remember that my dear friend Brian.
And there was a guy that was in front of Q who immediately like hit his blinker as if like a caravan of police cars was coming through. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Because it was a side street. It wasn't like it was a highway or anything.
It was pretty funny.
Racing by you. I think that's it for this week. That's all we got. Yeah. I haven't been doing much, man. I don't do anything. I need
No?
Oh, you know what? Somebody wrote in. Okay, first we have we've been getting lots of professionals lately. We have an official Tell 'em Steve Dave private investigator. an official forensic investigator.
Oh.
And a guy said, I can't find his email, but he wrote in, he said, you guys don't want to be private detectives, you want to be bounty hunters.
Ooh, like dog?
Yeah, except without all the racist stuff, in private.
Why did he say that? What's his case for that?
I guess we could do it without having to go through all the hoops that Jersey puts you through to become a private detective.
Oh, you don't have to be licensed to be a bounty hunter?
I think I don't know if you have to have a license and investigate that much, but I mean, certainly there's more action, right? Private detective is like, oh, somebody's cheating on me, like sit in a car for 5 hours and wait till they come out. Whereas a bounty hunter, like, we can probably like blow the door off with a shotgun.
No.
Like a beanbag shotgun just firing into the door lock?
Yeah, like just like crash through the windows and shit. Like,
This doesn't sound like fun.
really?
Can we go back to the car?
Well, we also have an invitation to do some man shit, man.
Like what?
When you have time, go shoot some guns with our good friend Officer Troy.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to go to the range, and he said to extend the invitation to you and Walt. You want to go shoot some guns, Walt?
Yeah, I think I would.
You would do that?
Would. Yeah, it's probably good to always, keep it open that you should be able to handle a firearm if it ever comes down you need to use one.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to own one, but I'd like to. But in case I ever had to ever come into a circumstance where I would need to fire a gun, I should know how to know what I'm doing.
Right. Like, let's say there's some sort of cataclysmic event.
Right.
And somebody's trying to raid your house for,
Well, then I have to own a gun then. So
I'll drive one over to you. It's fun. We did it in L.A.
Yeah, I don't enjoy it.
No?
I don't like being around people that I don't know with loaded guns. Like, to me, any one of those people could just lose it and start firing into me.
Now, see, normally I would say, like, that's probably the last place because, like, these guys at the range are so hardcore about, like, hey, your gun's pointing the wrong way, or hey, like,
Well, I'm not talking about the people that work there. I'm talking about, like, the other people who for $4 rented a handgun and are just firing at will.
There's a place nearby where they had to institute a rule that you had to have a license, like not a driver's license, but like a gun license, and you couldn't be alone because I think in 2 years, 3 people shot themselves at the range.
Oh, God, no. Yeah.
Like that's where because they couldn't get a gun, so that's where they would go to do
wow.
it. Yeah.
Do you ever speak to
That's
people
got to be like that has to be like on that kind of like regularity. That's the guy who's like, like you don't want to be on duty when that happens, right?
Right. Or you probably should have instituted the rule the first time somebody did it.
Like the third time's excessive.
The third time, yeah, people are just like, dude, come on. Like,
I was considering saving this for overkill, but then I was like, it's not really a spooky mystery. But do you remember Bud Dwyer?
oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about it on here, right? He was on.
Did
the
we
news.
talk about it on here? Mm-hmm. Yeah, where he just shot himself in the face. I rewatched that recently.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Feeling like he hadn't,
Yeah, I had to catch up on a guy killing
I
himself.
wanted to jerk off.
No, Murray had never seen it. We were backstage, and I brought it up to him, and he had never even heard of it before, so I showed it to him.
Yeah,
Do you know it turned out he was innocent?
was he really?
Yeah, he was framed.
Bud Dwyer. He was Pennsylvania, like senator,
Yeah,
congressman
senator.
or something. Yeah. And he was holding a press conference, and he had been accused of embezzling money, right? Something like that? Or
Well, it was
mismanaging
taxes,
funds?
mismanaging taxes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's bad enough you gotta.
maybe better watch on set IJ pulling a nose on a live episode.
Yeah, this can hurt people.
I'm like, it's okay. Anybody who's gonna be upset should leave the room.
And once he, like, have you ever seen that much blood come out of a person?
No.
Once he shoots himself? It's on Live Leak or something. If
Yeah, you can
really want to
find
watch
it anywhere.
It's disturbing because it's like grainy and shit too.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's.
He was so polite about it. He's just like, it's just like, please, everybody, stand back. It'll be okay. If this is going to upset you, leave the room.
Mm-hmm. And people are like, no. That's like pop.
God, it's horrible.
And then you hear like people screaming and shit.
Yeah,
I think. I mean. Why he made such a big show of it, I'm not sure. But I was thinking the other day, like, I'm going to shoot myself. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's That's a statement.
Yeah.
Eventually, I will shoot myself. But when I do it, like, I'm not going to do it inside where somebody needs to clean up. You know?
Yeah.
Because the cops won't clean up, right? Yeah.
Oh no, there's a like a hazmat kind of.
There's like services that
There's
will
a service
do it.
that'll come down and clean that. They don't, they just don't call. They don't. I don't think anyway that they allow the family to clean up a crime scene.
No, they have services, right? Like you call them.
Yeah.
There's a book by this guy Charlie Houston that's called "The Mystic Arts of Erasing All Signs of Death," and it's about a guy who works in a suicide cleanup or body cleanup thing. It's a pretty interesting book.
Yeah. Because I can't imagine, like, say, Troy with, like, rubber gloves and an apron, like, scrubbing out bloodstains.
Yeah, I don't think the detectives are after they've secured the scene and processed everything. I don't think like, all right, well, then they start putting up their shirt sleeves and start getting in there and scrubbing.
There's brains on the chandelier. Troy, get a fucking ladder.
Troy.
Yeah, I would go out to the woods because then there's a better chance that your carcass is going to be eaten by animals and shit too. So,
and then you're helping out, some wildlife too.
Yeah, it's very ecological in my plan.
A very green suicide.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the ultimate. In you have all these social justice warriors fucking complaining about this and that.
Yeah,
you don't hear about the environment much anymore. People are too worried about other shit.
What are you talking about?
I never hear anything about global warming. Unless it's you railing about how it's fake. No, I mean, I really don't read the news that much anymore. It's just too annoying. It's the same shit every day.
Well, that's what I found. Like, if you just don't go and read, because remember, like, for a while I was on the same train as you. I was just getting worked up at society and how like everybody's becoming like a big pussy these days and all the safe space shit. And then I was just like, I don't have to engage this at all. Like, I could just check out and I just same thing with going on our Reddit page. Like, I was like, I don't have to read this. So I just stay away from all of it.
Walt, there's another Hitler thing.
Yes.
This one I thought we'd spoken about, but I guess not.
No, this broke a little bit after the. I'm sure you weren't here the last time we did a For Your Information segment. Sunday Jeff was sitting in, but I'm sure you must have saw it, unless you're not keeping up with the news, like you say you are.
Hitler news.
Well, I get Google
but
alerts.
he had a deformed micropenis.
Oh, we talked about that.
You were here?
I was here when we talked about that.
Okay, well then a little bit after that, it also like if that wasn't enough, they also released that. Mike's child is here though, so I'll say this a little bit low. That he liked to defecate on his cousins.
He was into the brown?
On his niece, yeah. It said that.
Wait,
On his
what?
knees?
On his niece.
Oh, on his niece.
How old was his niece?
I think she was of consent.
Yeah, he seemed like the kind of guy who would care. The Nazi nut job was turned on by women. By a women crouching. I mean, this is how. I think they're just making shit up.
I don't believe. I believe now it's just like
It's just open season.
Like, let's just. It's open season.
Nobody's going to stick up for him, so they're like.
Yeah, I mean, you could just about say anything now, and historians believe. And
Right.
At this point, it's been so long, you can't disprove it. So
Like, I remember one of the first things to come out about Hitler was, like, they thought maybe he was on methamphetamine, and that's why he was so, like, whacked out. And that seems believable.
Well,
but
they
like,
say a lot of the, even the Allies. Like,
the kamikaze pilots, they say, were methed out.
No, we're talking about, like Churchill.
Right.
They like to stay up these crazy hours, and to fight a war, they had to be on. They were on, like, some sort of, like
Adderall to the sort of thing.
Whatever that would keep
What are you
you.
talking about?
I mean that's what Elvis was on.
Churchill beat the Nazis. God. You use yours to stay up and watch more TV.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, who's my Hitler? I mean, give me a Hitler and I'll fucking stay up and fight him instead of watching fucking 8 seasons of Community.
Do you watch Daredevil at all?
I haven't. I heard it came out, but I have not been able
good.
to. You watched it?
I've watched the first 5-6 episodes. Where I was on the road this weekend, so I was able to like bang some out.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard it. Nothing but
Punisher's great.
Nothing but fantastic.
They have
rave
nailed
reviews.
the Punisher and Elektra, a character who I've never liked.
How come?
I just like, aside from like that one famous story where she gets killed, like every time I've read her stories involving her, they're always like, they should have stopped with her getting killed. It's like one, she had her own series and she was like a ballet dancer, and I was like, what is this shit? Like I thought she was like a ninja warrior. So I never had that love for Elektra that people have, but now I'm like, holy shit, this is a good take on the character.
There's no hint that she may become a ballet dancer.
No
in
hint.
her secret identity.
No hints. No hints. She's not opening a dance studio in Brooklyn. Nothing like that.
Kitchen.
Yeah. And the actress who plays her is like, I mean, so charismatic and beautiful that you're like, Jesus, I could see why he was into her. It's great. It's great. But the Punisher dude totally did the post-traumatic stress, like psycho take on it. It's perfect.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
Mike's been raving about it too. Right?
Yeah.
Both you guys didn't do anything this past weekend but watched Daredevil, it sounds like.
Well, I was on the road. I had 4 shows this weekend.
I mean, you certainly didn't do any research about Hitler because it goes on.
Oh, there's more to talk about.
all right, I'm
Defecating.
sorry.
Well, come on. I mean, do you guys find that if you found out, let's say somebody not of Hitler's ilk, let's say, who's somebody you guys admire?
You?
No, not me. Like who's that guy that you guys like to go see? You guys talk about his music. You love it. It's like, like a pina colada fucking songs.
Jimmy Buffett?
Yeah, Jimmy Buffett.
A guy we've never seen with our parrot heads
I've
now.
never seen live ever in my life.
I remember when we drove to California, you guys kept putting the fucking the
Meet me in Margaritaville.
You kept putting the CD over and over again. We actually stopped to get new CDs.
Are you
at
sure?
Walmart.
I don't remember this.
No, you're right. You're right about
Jimmy
that.
Buffett?
Yeah.
So Jimmy Buffett comes out and he's into the he's into stools.
He's into the brown.
Stooling on somebody.
Stooling.
And does that change your
You guys want to go stooling?
appearance?
Well,
does it change your the way you?
definitely.
Why?
Because Hitler, I'm like, let's
When
assume it's
TSD
true.
first started, it's definitely when TSD first started. You guys were all about no barriers, no like. To each his own, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. Like anything in the bedroom's cool. I don't care what it entails. If you're both into it, boom, go for it.
As long as it doesn't hurt anybody.
Right.
Or an animal.
But
Then
what you're saying is, would it change your perception of him? Which it definitely would, because
So you're saying it?
I'm not saying it like in a negative way where I'd be like, hey man, I'm never listening to Jimmy Buffett for fucking 20 straight hours anymore. It would make me think like, wow, like he had such a different persona. Sinister?
Because you do it when Hitler now Stooling is sinister now because he's into
Well, I think Stoolin. He was like, "You won't get stooled again."
right. You hear that now it becomes it's just so like now it's evil.
Well,
I've always thought
I don't think it's evil.
you said. Well, they're saying that he forced his niece to take shits in his mouth, and then
How is that? Where'd they get that?
So that his dirty secret didn't leak out. She was found dead, shot by his gun.
Is that true?
But they decided it was suicide. That's what police said. I mean, many suspect she was liquidated to keep her from blabbing about the poo fetish. I mean, this just sounds like a made-up story.
Yeah, but
Now, if it came out about Jimmy Buffett, let's say somebody a little bit more contemporary than Jimmy Buffett. Like, let's say,
Well, it's got to be somebody where
Tom Petty.
It affects your opinion.
oh no.
so much that like would it or is it just like you know what, to each his own?
if I heard
C'est la
that,
vie.
like, I mean, I don't listen to Jimmy Buffett really, but like, let's say that I hear like, Cheeseburger in Paradise, and I was privy to the knowledge that his niece had been shitting in his mouth, it would be the first thing I thought of.
Well, yeah, that cheeseburger takes on a new connotation.
Yeah,
Right?
like,
It's all like code for something else.
yeah.
Do you remember when Oscar De La Hoya came out with those photos of him in drag?
Boxer?
Yeah.
That didn't
I do
change
remember
anything for me because I didn't care about boxing, and I was also like, maybe he was fooling around. I don't know.
There were a lot of photos of him like that.
He fooled around a lot.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people changed their perception of him because of it.
Well, he's like such a tough guy.
Yeah,
You know?
Did it change your perception in what way? Do you think?
Well, I think like he was such a great boxer, and he was like you said, like a real tough guy,
Like a badass.
And there he is in fishnets, bending over with his ass towards the camera. People were like, "Whoa, what's up with this guy?" You know,
Doesn't change
it's hard
the
to
fact
take
that
him
he's not
seriously
still a
as
hard ass though.
I think people think it does.
Yeah, but I mean, but
In your mind.
in
but
real life, though,
it would be like, hey, fag. Because
you wouldn't even get the G out. You wouldn't even get the G out of that sentence.
I don't even know if I'd get the F out before I was a fucking spot on the fucking cement. Like if I saw like Mike Tyson in a bra and panties, and you go up to him and you're like, hey, Mike, how'd you like dressing up? Like, no fucking way. No way. I saw that dude in real life. Like, I've seen trees that look less formidable than Mike Tyson.
That is the living embodiment of like a tiger.
Be careful.
A tiger or a lion or
I
something.
say like a pit bull. Like a pit bull.
Or something that like you have to like if you are not careful with at every single aspect, at every single second, if you're not like proceeding like a lion, not like a lion tamer, but like if you're not treating it, I shouldn't say it. Let's just move on. You know what I'm talking about.
How to kill that motherfucker. Flanagan's dead. I'm gonna stick my pigeons on him.
No, I'm saying that as a compliment because I would love to be like if people came into the store and they were like one eyeing me like, well, if we don't fucking treat this guy as if he's a fucking wild lion.
You mean like when I walk through the door at home?
Like to me, that would be like that's mad props. If you're like if people are on like the utmost caution around you because you could snap and eat them like a lion.
Right.
I think that I would love to have that kind of I would love to have that kind of like swagger. Like when you
yeah, but the problem with that,
like on edge at all times in the store, like.
The problem
Mike's
is that
constantly in a state of fucking post-traumatic stress. He's like,
well, isn't that like that the way he is when you guys film comic book?
He never knows what's coming next.
To achieve that, you have to occasionally snap out at people for no reason.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, can you handle that?
I mean, no.
You have to back that up.
You got to, you can't achieve that just by talk.
Yeah.
You've got to have a body count.
Back smack fucking.
Yeah, like if suddenly
cool,
you just
though.
slapped Mike
You don't
across
think
the
so?
face.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
You walk into a bar and everybody just sits down and the place just like you can hear a pin drop.
The record skips, it just stops.
But then this has to be a bar that you go to like regularly, and you've been known. Like you may be one strike away from being banned forever because you've already beaten two people into a pulp. You know?
I mean, I think it'd be fun for like a weekend to have that kind of
people to be
persona.
that afraid. Do you think people are that afraid in Tyson's presence though?
I think
at one time maybe.
Oh yeah, I bet you still,
especially women. I mean, come on.
I'm going to turn the sights on you and say, to me, I've been very complimentary so far.
I haven't said anything about Tyson. I'm fine with it.
No, a guy gets put in jail for rape. Suddenly he's the rapist.
I don't agree with this.
Why? What do you mean? I mean, he is convicted of the crime. I mean, it's not an OJ.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's not like OJ's guilty. It's like he was really guilty.
Yeah, I agree, but you never know when you're going to run into Mike Tyson.
Yeah, there's a good chance you may.
I don't want to deal with it.
He was on a roast. I was like, who is going to say something to him? Like, who is going to...
I bet you they have to, right? To have the cred as a comic, you can't, like, not... go after him, right?
Did you watch it?
I watched it, and it seemed like most of anything that was aimed at Mike Tyson was not in the roast. So they either didn't say anything, or like Amy Schumer, I think, was the one who like made the most comments about him. And then Steve-O like ran into his fist and gave himself like a black eye for some reason.
So nobody else mentioned anything?
Not really. Like nobody went after the hardcore.
Yeah, I don't expect anybody would.
Because he was just like yelling stuff out.
If you were invited, somebody watched Comic Book Man and like, that fucking beard guy, get him for this roast. Mm-hmm. I love his sense of humor. And they give you a list of people there.
Right.
Do you, to make your mark, do you go after Tyson with some jokes?
Yes. Absolutely. Without a doubt.
You got nuts, bro. I know that's why. You got big
no will to live. Yeah, I couldn't not. I couldn't back away from it.
Like, let's say you're number 6 on the list of like your batting number 6.
Right. Okay.
Your first 5 go up, and they don't make a joke about Tyson on anything. Are you going to be like, something's going on here? Or are you going to notice? Or are you going to be like, are you going to be so oblivious, like, holy shit, no one has done anything like Tyson material? I'm going to be a hit.
Yeah, like, and not the way that I think it's going to be. Yeah. If nobody says anything, it encourages me even more. I'm like,
really?
Yes, I'd be like, those fucking pussies. I would say something, and I would have to run because, I mean, if he ever got a hold of me, I'd be dead. I don't think even with your knee operations you're going to be able to outrun Mike Tyson, bro. Well, I'm hoping that I can run far enough just so that like security swoops in.
Speaking of running,
yeah,
I was retelling Deb a story that just made me laugh so hard about This is, it's hard to tell, like it's so visual. But I remember we like this in the days when we
heard the Dickie story.
We worked at the community center, and every day after school, when the kids came down to the community center, there'd be like ages probably varying from like 12 to 16 age boys would come down and we'd pick up a football game, touch football in this big gigantic parking lot. And Brian happened to come down one day, and he wanted to get in and play, but it was odd amount of guys there, so he couldn't play until some other kid showed up.
20, at least. I may have even worked there.
I think you're not working. I think you're like 25 as well.
I've been let go already. I'm like one of those motherfuckers that like gets fired, just keeps coming back.
So eventually, for him to get in, there was another kid had shown up, and we normally wouldn't have let this kid play either because he was so young. But I knew, but most kids there didn't realize this kid was 6 years old. He's 6.
He got picked over me.
He's 6, and he did get picked over him because I wanted him on my team because I was going to tell Brian, I was like, I want you to cover this 6-year-old.
Who is the kid? Dude?
Hold on, no.
Oh, I know who it is. Yes, I know who it is.
This kid, I knew at 6. This is amazing. A 25-year-old man was fucking, and not to say anything bad about him because I like a lot of 25-year-old dudes could not cover this 6-year-old.
A lot of white 25-year-old dudes.
This 6-year-old went on to break all the New Jersey high school rushing records
yes.
in high school. Yeah, and when I said to Brian, I'd be like, Brian, you cover this kid, and he was like, oh come on, I'm not going to cover a 6-year-old. And I was like, no, I want you to go cover this kid. It was like watching, like you ever see like Rocky tries to chase like the chicken.
The chicken, yeah.
It was even Rocky was laughing.
I'm like,
this kid was so fast and impossible to cover.
Yeah.
As a 6-year-old.
And could catch.
And could catch. It was amazing. Yeah, this kid went on to like.
He made me look like an asshole. Is the point of the story.
No, but that kid, hey, he may have broken some records, but things didn't turn well for that kid.
He broke some laws too. Yeah.
Oh, really? He's locked up.
I don't know if he's still, but
what he and his brother got busted with. Yeah,
really.
Yeah, it was a shame because I actually liked them both quite a bit.
Yeah, they were good kids.
Yeah.
Was it like an evil crime or just like breaking and?
That would be to call me evil at some point. Then, what? Like I wish I had known that they were into this at a certain point in my life because I could have gotten a friend price.
Got it.
Or he would have taken my money and run off. I would have been like, God damn it!
I remember you. You could catch us when you were 25. There ain't no chance in hell you're going to catch us now.
Yeah. He's like, I'm fucking seasoned, motherfucker.
Oh, man. That made me laugh, though, because, I mean,
I forgot about that, yeah.
even then you could tell. I mean, he could stop on a dime at 6 and just like go from 0 to 60 in a second. Yeah. Amazing.
Little bastard. Fucking make me sit out, will ya? Yeah, I don't think I could outrun Mike Tyson. I can't even outrun Sage. She kicked somebody's ass on the playground the other day.
Like a real fight?
It was Sage and these two boys who were about her age, and they were doing what's that Power Ranger shit. And I guess
they're still doing it.
Yeah,
at this point,
it's coming back.
Yeah, there are Power Rangers at every con. Like and lines.
Yeah, but think about who they're appealing to. They're appealing to those people who grew up with it. I didn't think the Power Rangers.
They're doing a movie now.
Yeah, and it's on Netflix and stuff. So.
Oh, what do you mean they're doing a movie? Like a big budgeted,
like a Michael Bay type Power Ranger movie? Yeah.
Would you have been Power Ranger age?
I don't know.
Beyond, were you too old at that point when that broke?
I think I was too old, and I never really liked the visual of it.
Because I never got into it, right? Power Rangers, I think.
Yeah.
So you weren't a child at that point? You were too old for it?
I was never a fan of that shit. Because I read comics in
Go, Power Ranger.
Yeah, it wasn't my thing. Yo, Power Ranger.
Black Ranger. In Staten Island?
Get the fuck out of here!
What? This ain't fucking Jersey.
Where's that White Ranger?
Pink Ranger, that's too close too.
No, that Pink Ranger, that's what he was.
Well, she was hot, right? The Pink Ranger? Yeah.
Did they took their, because they were normal people.
I have never seen an episode of it. I don't know anything about it.
I remember that caused a lot of hoopla. A lot of parents wanted that banned in the 90s. It was like all the kids were getting injured on the playgrounds, which I guess even now, 40 years later, it's still happening.
It's happening to this day, yeah, because I guess they had they were all amped up after having watched the Power Rangers, and they were like, they were all like messing around. You know, Sage, being a girl, wouldn't be hip to it, and like they started chopping her and shit, and now with Down's kids, they're like one of the traits is they're very strong and very muscular. Like that, she's a fucking strong kid, and she fucking flattened this kid and like knocked him on his ass, and he slid backwards with these wide eyes. Like, what the fuck?
You watched it happen?
What? Yeah. Like, what just happened to me? But she's playing. She didn't really know. She thought she was just like Power Rangering back or whatever the fuck. But then the kid sort of like slinked off, you know, kind of like I did after getting burned by a fucking 6-year-old. But I was happy for her that she didn't like cry and like stood up for herself and shit, and like was like, I can roll with it.
So she was getting picked on?
I guess they were sort of like ganging up on her a little bit, not for any other reason than like, let's go chop this girl.
Would you have any interest in a big budgeted Power Rangers movie?
Probably not. I don't have.
Since you fucking ignored it on the small screen.
Yeah, I don't think I would. I mean, maybe if the reviews came out, everybody was like, it's great.
It seems like a premise that can't be done in any way, shape, or form that doesn't come across as just so childish.
It's not a Voltron ripoff? Don't they get in tigers and form something?
Ooh, maybe you're right. Yeah, I never, like you, I've never seen an episode, but I know the premise of it. I mean, it's just all chopped up Japanese series, and then and then they film some American stuff, I believe.
Right.
But you would think that I'd dig it because I'm into Godzilla and stuff, but it always seems so childish. I was never able to to investigate any
that
further.
I was 25 when it came out. I decided against watching a cartoon or a fucking kids show. Let's see. There's I think it's the Red Ranger that's the or Blue Ranger, one of those two that's most I thought it was the popular.
Green Ranger and the White Ranger, I believe, really is like a super special Ranger, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Is only Pink Ranger the
girl?
The girl? That's the only girl on the team.
Unless they do a Ghostbusters and make all the Power Rangers. And
that'll be awesome! I sure hope so.
What do you think? What do you think, Q? And this time around for 2016, one male Power Ranger. And the rest all chicks.
I like that because weren't those outfits like kind of spandex and form fitting?
Exactly.
Now you're fucking talking.
Yeah, now you're
my
saying
language.
Some Power Ranger camel toe.
Yeah. go Power Ranger camel toe.
Green Ranger Tommy. I guess he was the.
How many times could you go to that well before people are like, I can't deal with this. They did it with the Ghostbusters. Now they do it with Power Rangers.
People couldn't stand it with Ghostbusters. I think they're already tired of it.
I think the backlash was enough where people have kind of shut their lip, and now they're like, okay, I'm willing to give it a chance, quote unquote.
Right.
I'm willing to give it a chance, meaning I'm not going to say anything.
I'm not going to draw any attention to my opinion.
But if they kept doing it over and over again, how long before? Or is it the climate like?
I don't think you can complain.
No.
I mean, you could do it on the internet because nobody knows who you are on the internet, but I don't think that you could.
Well, when you have troll accounts.
Complain, right.
I think.
But they released a trailer for the Ghostbusters.
I did.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I was not happy with the fucking ghosts in it, man. Like that was.
You weren't
not
happy with the ghosts.
Yeah.
That's all I'm willing to say.
Because there wasn't enough female ghosts either.
I saw some cocks on those ghosts.
I see some ghostly titties.
Why were you happy with the ghosts?
I didn't think the ghosts looked good. Like I was excited because I remember what we talked about when we talked about it was I was excited about like the technology of it, and the technology looks bland. The proton packs don't look that good and shit like that. And then the ghosts, they look like cartoon.
Oh, so they look even worse than
They don't
80s?
look good at all. Like they're just so neon and bright. It just didn't look good.
Okay.
So,
but what you think of the casting and not the casting, but the
I didn't like
the flavor of the
didn't like the flavor of it. Like I don't like every joke in it. I was like, oh man, I hope that's not the jokes in the movie.
Because you figure you got to throw your best jokes for this.
Oh, movie. They're going to be the all
like they have that thing where where one of them's walking past a shelf, and there's like one of the other ones with like a hat and a wig on, and she's pretending to be like, did you watch it?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, and she's like standing there like this, and then she scares her friend, and I'm just like, that's what. Like that's what we're dealing with.
So you're talking about like a something like from an Abbott and Costello bit?
Yeah, but I guess but for some reason I like it when it's Abbott and Costello. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's dudes.
Yeah. I agree with that making what's her name, Leslie. Like the loud black woman. Like I was just like, woof, that was a weird choice.
They made her the sassy.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
When is it released?
I think June.
What do you predict in terms of will there be a sequel? Will it be successful enough for a sequel, or do you think it's a one and done?
I think you're looking at a one and done situation.
One and done.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I think you're looking at a one and done. But who knows?
You could be wrong.
Because I saw Spy. I finally watched Spy.
Spy?
That's the last Paul Feig, the guy who directed it, and it was fucking funny. It completely did everything that I thought it was going to do and didn't do it. Like she wasn't incompetent. She wasn't like fat bumbling.
I saw a trailer. I could have swore I saw some bumbling.
No, I know, but it's not like in the movie. That's so minimal. Like she's actually super competent, and it played really funny as a result of it. Like it was good. So I don't know. I hope so.
Was that a success for enough for a sequel?
That was a success.
Spy's going to get sequel.
Oh, I don't know if it's going to get sequel, but I know it did really well.
Okay.
So who knows?
Now, who was in that Spy? That's
Melissa McCarthy and Jason Statham, who's really fucking funny in it.
Okay.
You got this week coming up. You got Superman versus Batman.
Wait.
You can't wait.
Can't wait.
You haven't heard some of the rumblings that, like, already people are
rumblings.
That people are going, or like, don't expect action packed. Don't expect they're already like these like caveats.
The title of the movie is a fight. How the fuck could I not be expecting action?
Yeah, when you put verses in the title, there's certain expectations.
I've heard some people come into the store, and of course they must tell me that.
That's a subtle fucking message. Stop coming to the store.
Could you stop talking to Walt when you come to the store? He doesn't appreciate it.
That don't expect Don't expect action, nonstop, and maybe that this is just a stepping stone to even bigger and better things. But this is.
Well, for fuck's sake! I mean, you make a $200 million movie, and it's just a stepping stone. Be patient. Like, wait another fucking 3 years.
What are you most excited for? Are you in the Superman versus Batman? Excited for some of the Aquaman, Wonder Woman appearances, or
I was. I don't think I was. I can say that I was on the Wonder Woman set
of the new Wonder Woman set.
I got to go when I was in England to go to the set of the Wonder Woman movie. I got to meet her, and I fell in love with her. Like
immediately.
She's the most beautiful human I've ever seen in my entire life.
Are you a real life Steve Trevor? Huh?
Steve. Oh, this is one of those things I'm not allowed to say. I had to sign all these fucking forms.
Oh, she looks a lot like. What's her name?
Dude.
Natalie Portman.
But in person,
not that all Jewish people look alike. But I'm not saying that. But she does look a lot like Natalie Portman, right?
You don't need to do what are with these
really
fucking
pretty.
caveats? Like not you're like you didn't need to say that like afterwards.
Well, she's an Israeli actress, but I know there's no reason. I just like to do it.
And what I saw looked so good.
The new Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that gave me.
Did they
a lot of hope?
Did they put the things into place too early? Making movies based on these characters without having the movie come out yet. Did they place the cart before the horse? Like what happens if Superman versus Batman isn't as successful as Green Lantern?
Well, they're not going to trash the whole DC universe because of that.
But we don't know. You're right. But I'm saying, but they already started. Like they didn't go out and make. Start filming Green Lantern 2 before Green Lantern came out.
No, but remember, Green Lantern wasn't it before? Like what year did Green Lantern come out?
2007.
2007. So it was kind of before
Before what?
DC got their ass in gear on making this giant universe.
But this is the first movie that they've.
Well, Superman, Man of Steel would be. Man
of Steel would be the first one
right,
because they're using the same actor. Okay,
right. And apparently,
a lot of people were not happy with the Man of Steel. There's that's like 50. That's a 50-50 divide in the Superman.
Was that gay Superman?
What?
Which one was gay Superman?
I didn't even know there was a gay Superman.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Like the super handsome dude who's floating around like an angel and shit.
That was
Brandon something or
Brandon
other.
Routh.
He's a gay guy in real life, right?
No, he's not. He's gay in Kevin's movie. That's what you're thinking of. Kevin had him in a cameo in his movie. He was gay.
All right. He's so handsome. Like super handsome guy, right?
He's Superman.
Maybe I'm the gay one. I think that's where I'm getting confused.
Here? Yeah, I don't.
But don't you agree though that maybe that you're starting to branch out already, and you haven't even taken the temperature?
No, because think about this: if that movie flops or isn't good for some reason, that doesn't mean that Wonder Woman's not going to be good. Like if anything, they're going to have something right on the heels of it. That's great, you know what I mean? Be like, all right, well that sucked, but this was good, you know.
But it could really poison the well.
But they're not. It can't poison the well because they're not going to not make those movies,
right? But if they maybe want to. All right, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but I think it's risky. Warner Brothers is definitely going on a limb here, so we should support them.
I hope that the newest trailer was great.
What do you think of Lex though?
Well, I was about to say,
that's the only thing that really makes me go, this looks like shit.
He's Jewish. He doesn't look like Natalie Portman. Jesse Eisenberg.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that Lex
He
Luthor.
looks too kiddish, right? He looks so young.
That trailer with him and Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne at a party.
Yeah.
Makes me go, I don't want to see this.
The only not want to see it, but it does definitely be I got to see how this shakes out.
I remember there were rumors very early on that it was going to be what's his name, Walter White.
You need somebody but you need somebody with amazing power behind them though. I think to be Lex. They've never cast anybody so far that feels like they've cast Gene Hackman. They've cast that other dude who was in that he was in that mystery movie with that weird name. Kevin Bacon?
Usual Suspects? Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
And I don't know who the last Lex was, but they've never cast anybody that has that immediate look of them where they're you don't want to fuck with this guy.
I'm telling you, didn't watch Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah, I know who the actor is, yeah. He was in Godzilla, too.
Right,
Yeah.
but I think that if you
Cranston.
saw him,
Brian
Bryan
Cranston.
Cranston,
That's it.
the guy with my name and your name. If you saw him at his most intense as Walter White, I think he could pull off Lex
Yeah?
Luthor. Then, if that's what you're saying, yeah.
I've heard he's amazing. So,
Yeah,
but,
it's
but like,
fucking
seems like they
insane.
keep casting these mousy dudes to play Lex.
Yeah, like I could fucking smack Jesse Eisenberg around a little bit. You know, in my younger days.
Maybe when he was 4, not when he was 6.
If he was 6, you know, come on, it's not get crazy.
6 by cutoff.
That was 20 years ago. So now,
Can they walk?
Yeah.
I'll beat the shit out of them if they can't.
Have you ever had absinthe, Q?
Yes.
What was your take on it?
Did not give me any visual hallucinogenics. It was pretty gross tasting.
Did you drink it straight or put sugar in it? And all that
No,
other
I
shit?
drank it straight.
I drank one sip,
Yeah.
and it was literally like drinking fucking jet fuel.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It was the most disgusting thing. I went, like,
What are you drinking it for?
Like, you remember, just to take, because I'd never had it before, so I wanted to take a little sip to see what it tasted like.
This is not a medicine?
No,
No,
it's
shockingly.
a drink
Yeah, it's not
that's
purple drink.
Supposedly, it's an alcoholic drink that supposedly has hallucinogenic properties to it. So if you drink it, you see
It's
things.
alcohol?
Yeah.
An alcohol that has hallucinogenic,
72%.
supposedly.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Urban myth?
before they legalized it in America, which was like 2007 or 8.
Yeah.
Where was it before? Where's it come from?
It came from somewhere over in Europe. They
Like
had it.
Eastern European type of stuff.
Yeah. And they call it like the Green Fairy or some shit like that.
Yeah. When Sal was bartending at the Cargo, this is going back fucking 15 years at this point. Somebody brought in a bottle, and after the bar closed, we all killed off the bottle. And just nothing.
Yeah.
Got drunk. You know, that worked.
Yeah.
But definitely didn't see.
It's going to take a lot. I mean, you're a...
No, that was in my drinking days, bro. But that was at the end of a long night of drinking. Then we closed the bar.
You think that there's an alcohol that could make you hallucinogenic?
Like wood grain alcohol, like 150 proof.
Might make me shit my pants, but definitely not see stuff.
Since I'm not a drinker, then, so you're telling me that like you could get so drunk, but you're never going to hallucinate.
No, I'm saying absinthe did not make me hallucinate.
But okay, I thought the selling point of this is the alcohol that'll make you hallucinate.
Yes.
It is a selling point, but I don't think
it didn't make anybody hallucinate.
Okay, but is there? But like
none of us fucked.
I would have assumed as a non-drinker that when you're drunk, you're going to hallucinate anyway.
No.
So how many cartoons are you watching? Like
pink elephants and shit?
In the room? Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding. I just assumed that you get drunk and you're gonna hallucinate all the time.
No.
No?
Oh, I wish.
Do you think people in bars, every single person there is hallucinating?
I just thought I didn't.
I think you're thinking of acid.
No.
The worst Irishman I've ever met in my fucking life.
But you're right though. Haven't we been weaned on and growing up on cartoons of like you see pink elephants, you see.
You sing songs. You're like, how dry I am. Like,
So I assume that like hallucinating was just inevitable. You get drunk enough, it's going to happen.
No.
Okay.
I wish.
yeah, you're more likely to pass out. Oh, you know what I was thinking of? I'm sure we spoke of it at some point. But remember when you got roofied and you were in the hospital?
Oh,
for
yeah.
2 days?
What?
Did we ever talk about that?
No.
Oh, George, this was 2000 and I want to say 4? 2003, 2004. I was at a bar with my girlfriend at the time, and the thinking now is that they were trying to roofie her drink. Then I realized it was mine, and I drank it, and I only had like 4 beers that night, but my body conked out. Like I went unconscious. My tongue was like, glowing out of my head. They were slapping me. They couldn't get me to come around. So they took me to a hospital. And last thing I remember was just being in the bathroom of the bar and slamming, like shattering a glass against the wall of the
Did it
bathroom.
happen?
There's pink elephants in here.
Yeah, that happened because like I didn't know what. And then I woke up and I was in a sheet. And I was like,
Why are you naked?
Why
would they need to
Because it wasn't a hospital room, it was a hotel room.
Why would they need to take your clothes off?
They took all
and
my
not give you a
clothes
gown?
off. No, I don't know. I was under a sheet, naked.
They thought he was dead. He's like, there was this tag on my toe.
Does that sound at all like a proper protocol?
I mean,
Why would they take all his clothes off and not give him a gown?
I've never
There was
been
no gown.
in that situation, but usually a gown. Yeah. Like in
No, I was just
Why
naked
did you
under
take
a
his clothes
sheet.
off? Did you defecate in them?
No.
Or were you doing any? What was that phrase earlier in the show?
Brown? Stooling? No, there's no stooling going on.
So why would they? Well, did you vomit on your
I never
clothes?
got the fucking answer.
You never talked to a doctor or a nurse the whole time you were there?
Where's
yeah,
my
I did, but my first thing wasn't like, where are my clothes? My first thing was like, where
am I?
Yeah, I was like, where am I? And then I
What
was
would be your first thing? The first thing I would say is like, where the fuck are my clothes?
You're wrong. That's not your first thing.
Bullshit. The first thing, I don't care.
Dude, you wake up in a hospital. My first thought was like, did I get into a car accident? Are my friends alive? Is my girlfriend alive? Like, what happened that brought me here? And is everybody okay?
Did I stool?
Did I stool?
Can you stool on me since I'm naked anyway? Well, I would definitely be like the first thing I would feel I was nude first off. I would look and I'd be like,
I did ask my boxers like after once I got everything settled, but I was never like, why would you guys take my clothes off?
Yeah.
It just I don't know.
So maybe you came in naked. Like,
It was fucking really
How long were you in the
disorientating.
hospital?
I was only in the hospital that day. I wasn't there that long.
it was
but-
over a weekend. There was a View Askew event. I remember.
Yes, yeah, it was one of the Vulgathons.
Yeah.
I was supposed to come and I
you
wasn't.
missed
able
it,
to.
huh? Because you got roofied.
I got roofied, but nobody believed me. And everybody just thought that I just
Who the
drank
fuck would
too
waste a
much.
roofie?
And I was like, I'm telling you, I only had 4 beers. I'm like, there's no fucking
Say
way.
it isn't some sort of barrel motion, is it?
Some what?
I think it's
What is he trying to
Ben
say?
Munchausen, like by proxy.
Or you were trying to look for attention. I think I've been
I poisoned myself.
It was attention seeking. So it's not even by proxy. He's Munchausen
Not
syndrome.
myself.
He's like, bloop. Holy shit! Where the fuck are my pants? I believe I got roofied once too.
Yeah.
I went up to Rutgers to meet a girl.
Why the fuck is everybody roofing you fucks?
I think it was an
Why does
accident.
everybody keep putting
It's
it in
the accidental roofie, bro.
I think it was an accident because I went to meet a girl who I was just like friendly with, and there was a guy there who was like one of these like psycho like, why is he here? Like, why are you friends with him? Kind of guy because he liked her. Right. So we hung out for like maybe an hour, and I had a soda. I wasn't even drinking at the time, and I left. And she walked me to the car. I got in the car and I started feeling weird on the way home. It's like a 40-minute drive. By the time I got home, same as you, like I was in the bed and I was like, my motor coordination was way off. And I like tried to crawl to the bathroom because I was like, maybe I'm like a food poisoning or something. And then just woke up the next day.
Man.
Fully clothed.
So you didn't have the full experience.
I think so too. I think that the roofie was intended for this girl, and unfortunately, fortunately, better that I should get it than her.
Yeah, I remember. It took a week for the blood test to come back.
Oh, you got blood tests.
I insisted on it because I was like,
I got AIDS.
I was like, I'm telling you, I was like, I'm not drunk.
I know I do.
Ignore the AIDS. What about the rest of the stuff? I insisted on it. I was like, I am telling you, like,
what did
I
you
didn't
think?
drink.
What did you think it could have been?
I think that's exactly what happened.
I know, but like when you wanted the blood test, did you think it could have been more than that?
No, I thought it was a roofie.
So that you did a blood test and they can check for roofies?
Yes. Yeah. They did, and it was in my system.
It was in your system.
It was, yeah.
And what was the name of it? Do you remember?
Rufinol. It's just,
Yeah,
it was.
it's like some like floors of
Now-
something a pan.
I don't
Did
remember
you,
if
you had
that's
to pay
exactly
for that?
I don't remember.
Because what could it really lead to unless you had some sort of you were deducing a crime and you knew who
I
was,
don't
you knew
think
who
I did
it.
pay for it because my girl at the time was working at the hospital. She was a nurse at the hospital that I was in.
She worked at the hospital you were in?
She worked at the hospital I was in.
That's
Yeah.
where they got it. She roofied him. She's like, I'm tired of this asshole. Flunitrazepam.
Yeah, that was scary, man. Waking up, not knowing why you're in a hospital.
And it's not as scary enough to make you go like, maybe I better stop hanging out in bars.
No. One bad incident. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, then what could have happened though if you wanted to have your friends looking out for you though?
I don't know. But you could say that about anything. Really?
Well, I don't put myself in a position to be roofied ever.
Yeah, but your house got wiped away by a storm. You didn't fucking up stakes and move. You moved right back in.
But I was fully clothed when it was all over, though.
Sandy left him dressed.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
You are the man amongst men, you are the ruler of this land. Yeah, you tell me what to do, but I do not know you. Cause you were a mask and I were a mask, and we both choreograph a dance about money. Oh, but you and your cash act like you're about to make a dash. If only you could see that you're just like me. See, there's still a mask, so lift it. Cause I want to see something different. It's been so long and this doesn't feel wrong, but you start talking about us and I feel ridiculous. Cause you were a mask and I were a mask, and we both choreographed a dance about love. Girl, your skin's still soft and your hair still shines, and we both still say things at the same time. But there's still a mask, so lift it. Cause I want to see what is different. Masquerade, you get it insane. Everyone's face, they look the same. Oh, but if you step in time with no partner inside, don't tangle with strangers, oh, I bet that one's your time. And after all, you can dance by yourself. You're still afraid of mistakes you haven't made, and while those little stories build enough to numb you from the chill. Yeah, you were a mask and I were a mask, and we both choreographed a dance around white lies. Yeah, you love so much, but you're so out of touch. How can you make a name if you will not change? See, there's still a mask, so lift it. Cause I want to see myself.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.